can laugh if your dreams fall apart at the seams, and life gets more exciting with each passing day, and love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth if you're young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, think of all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part: you had a head start. If you are among the very young at heart. I've got you under my skin. I have got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you are a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I have tried not to give in. I have said to myself, this affair is not gonna move so well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know damn well I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near. In spite of a warning voice comes in the night, it repeats, it repeats, it repeats, it repeats. Don't you know, you fool, you're not gonna win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. And each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. Yeah, leave someplace to go, baby. Sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near. In spite of that warning voice, it comes in the night and it repeats and screams in my ear. Don't you know, you fool, you got no way to win. Why not use your mentality? Wake up, step up to reality. And each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin, and I love you under my skin. Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum. You came along and everything started into hum. Still, it's a real good bet, the best is yet to come. Best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway. Wait till our lips, they have met. And wait till you see that sunshine day. You ain't seen nothing yet. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? Best is yet to come the day that you're mine. Come the day you're mine. I'm gonna show you how to fly. We've only tasted that wine. We're gonna drain that cup dry. You just wait till your charms are ripe for these arms to surround. You think you've flown before, but you never left the ground. Wait till I get you in my embrace. I'm gonna hold you near. Wait till you see that sunshine place. Ain't nothing like it here. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? Best is yet to come the day that you're mine. Come the day you're mine, and I'm gonna make you mine.
Hello, 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 chat. A little good evening here. Nothing like a good old Frank Sinatra to get the good old juices flowing. A lot happened. A lot of things happened over this weekend that I legit want to talk about. Looking at the chat over here. Trends 1918. Lone ever listened to the score? Yeah, I have. Haven't checked out what they put out recently. I think they put out a new album. I'll have to check their Spotify page. Bright as day, what up? Hey, nothing much. First time here, Junebug? Well, hopefully you have a good time. Want this score in Fallout now? Yeah, well, like Frank Sinatra's like a classical 40s, 50s like music, so of course it will like fit in that setting, since Fallout's supposed to be this very like retro futuristic guise of the future through the 60s. Good noon. Yeah. It's like almost 3 where I'm at. Time zones, you know I'm right. But the first order of business that we're gonna get into. If any of you haven't been keeping up with certain internet lore, we've brought up Ethan Ralph a couple times on this channel. And funny thing enough, on ironically Matt Jarbo's channel, of all places, him and Medokur had an argument. And essentially it's just Ralph been burning a lot of bridges as of late. And of course Ralph spurging over Medokur and Gator over stuff that Medokur's been saying over on his stream, over on him on Flamenco stream, and also the Anime Boomer podcast. This podcast, I believe, Gator runs, and Yellow Flash, and a few others, mostly talking about like anime stuff like that. New single, I think Enemies is the name of the score song. Ah, okay, it's just a single. Okay. Ethan Ralph, runner of the kill stream, owner of the Gunt. If you keeping up on Kiwi Farm stuff. So we're gonna get into it, chat. We're gonna get into it. We're not gonna watch this whole thing here. We're not gonna watch this whole thing, but this was definitely a sight to see. Unironically. It was definitely like it was like old school, well, not old school, but definitely like early to like 2010s, like that early area of Gamergate, if anyone knows, like internet blood sports, kind of making a return to form here. What's the kill stream? Internet blood sports trench. If you don't know what that is, man, I don't have all day, and I recommend you watch some of the older the older videos that we did, where we try to get like Alex.g up to speed on that. How long would the stream be? Would it last until my lunch? Maybe, we'll see. Let's pause that.
Well, surreal doesn't even begin to describe it, Matt, but here we are.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little on the shock side too. That's why I'm kind of like, all right, let's just let's see what happens tonight.
Why not?
So we good to go, Matt?
Oh yeah, we're good to go. So again, like I said, we'll keep the rules. I know things are going to get heated, obviously.
Well,
that's why we're all here.
Well, let me say this at the top. There's certain things, obviously, I don't know, where Medokur wants to go with his commentary, but there's certain things I have legal, considerations or whatever. I won't, leave the call if he goes there or whatever. But there's certain things I cannot comment on, so I just want to put that out up front.
Sure. No, and I'd already said that, where we'll leave those kind of elements behind.
And I'm fine with what the Rage Pig is saying.
Okay.
And he can talk about anything he wants to bring up.
Do I seem upset, old man?
You've been upset for the last week.
You
Yeah,
think so?
indeed.
Do I seem upset? You seem upset.
You just cried for 2 hours on Twitter
What?
begging me to come so you could suck
No,
my
I
dick. You're here now.
He's
Open
been
your
crying
mouth.
longer than that, to be
No,
honest.
I'm not sucking
Come
your
on,
dick.
say aw.
You've always been a
Say,
loser.
aw, Daddy Jim.
You've
Say,
always been a
aw,
loser.
Daddy Jim.
You've always been a loser, faggot. You've
Oh,
always
but I
been a
look like
fucking
Jake
coward
Gyllenhaal with
fucker.
those farmer
Jim
muscles,
Dustin,
don't I?
You changed your name.
Oh,
Why'd you
he's so
change your
sexy.
name? Why'd
Can
you
you
change
do
why'd
the
you
ode
change
to
your
Jim
birth
again?
name, faggot? Why'd you change your birth name, huh?
You really think that's a huge thing, man?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
you've been going on about that.
Because you can't fucking own what you did in life.
If
And
Ralph,
that's-
if it was
that's
such a
fucking Asian
huge,
slut,
if
greasy
it was
bitch
such
that
a
you married.
huge deal, Ralph,
Yeah, I think
why
it's
wouldn't I have
fucking
done it in the
amazing
state that
you
hides
changed
it?
your name.
Ralph,
If you
if it was
changed
such a
your fucking
huge
name,
deal,
if
why
you're
would I
such
have
a
not
coward
gone to
that
a
you
state
changed
that
your
lets you
name.
hide it?
You're
Just like
such
LLCs.
a coward that you changed the name your daddy gave you because you're
Oh,
such
my
a bitch.
daddy?
You're such
Oh,
a
not
bitch.
my
You're
daddy,
such a
not my
fucking
Ronnie.
Coward. Yeah, motherfucker.
Not my
You're that
Ronnie.
big of a bitch. You know what? You can make all the jokes you want.
I'm gonna make a lot of them.
Motherfuckers watch this show. They're not gonna
Watch
change
what
their
show?
name. They're
Watch
not gonna
what
change
show?
the name.
Ralph, you have no
Whatever.
audience. Your audience is dead. It's gone.
Yeah, okay.
What audience?
Like
What
your
show?
life will be here in about 5 years, cancer patient, nigger. Fuck you.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay.
Ralph,
Okay.
you're
Hold
already
on.
throwing out big boy words.
Let's keep the gamer words to a minimum for the time being.
Ralph
You know.
screams, "I'm not angry," and then starts dropping n-bombs. Seems like you're a little
Oh,
upset.
what? Oh, you've never dropped an N-bomb, you fucking loser. Who do
You
who
seem
you
to be
trying
the one
It's
fool?
getting
autistic. This is very
pretty
autistic. Don't worry, I'm not gonna play this whole
I
thing.
Nice and
Who
calm.
are you trying to fool? Do you think
Didn't
I'm
they
gonna
give
back
you a lot of
down
pills
from
from
you?
the beatdown
Do you
in
think I'm
Portugal?
gonna back
You
down
should be
from
more
you? Do you
relaxed.
think I'm gonna back down from you? I'll take your.
This is pretty much the entire stream, and it is actually fairly entertaining. If you like, and if you like this type of blood sports type action. The funny thing, like beforehand, apparently like Ethan went after Gator, someone else who used to be on the kill stream, pretty much like over like making like a slight jab at him at like on the anime boomer podcast, like I mentioned earlier. And apparently Ralph's been going around telling his college and telling his job that he's like this white supremacist and all this other bullshit. And the fact that Medokur actually brings this up to him several times, and Ethan Ralph literally ignores this. And all he does is just, what about you, that type of thing. He doesn't exactly like acknowledge what Medokur is saying, really. He's just either deflecting or just moving on. Ugh, another bot. But honestly, this was great. This was a great thing to see. Shocked that his content was dead. Well, whose? Medokur's or Ralph's? Or Matt Jarbo's? Because technically that can apply to all of them. Like, Medokur still occasionally does streams. Like, he made an appearance on Flamenco streams some time ago. He made an appearance on the Anime Boomer podcast some time ago. So he's not dead yet. Cancer sucks. As for Matt Jarbo's just doing what he does. Yeah. Bot's been harassing you in South a lot? Well, bots generally go after smaller channels, so yeah. Matt? Oh yeah. Matt Jarbo, yeah, like this thing definitely is gonna bring life to his channel. No buts about it. Like, without any buts, no, like, no ifs, ands, or buts. This is gonna bring more attention to his channel. This was a big moment for people who've been like keeping up to date on like stuff with Medokur and stuff with Killstream in general, and many people actually wanted to see stuff like this for a long time. So this is definitely a big moment. I don't believe Ralph is gonna go away anytime soon. Didn't Medokur get cancer? Yes. Yeah, he did. He still has cancer. It's actually brought up like several times on stream.
Down off of it, I guess. I guess you could say.
No. I guess you could say.
It's kind of it's a sad situation, but
You're tail spinning. I don't know why the fuck you are, but it's just gonna get worse if you keep going down this road, man. It's just not a road you want to go down.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel. I'll say when I wrote the article about you, actually.
Which one?
Oh yeah, he wrote several,
what's wrong
didn't he?
with writing articles too. I actually saw that, and they're like, Ralph's writing in his live journal.
It came off as teenage girl shit. It's really embarrassing.
That's what I used to do for a living, blogger. Like, it's like, okay, well, I'm just reverting to my roots. Like, what are they talking about? Like,
This wasn't like you blogging about politics. This sounded like you got dumped.
yeah, but like, it was like, okay. I don't think you've said anything positive about me for any reason in like 18 months, and it's like every time I hear about this guy, he's talking shit. I actually didn't watch the stream. I will say this: I didn't watch the stream. I just had people tagging me, and they're like, "Jim's saying this." I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Now, maybe it's an overreaction, but it's just like, I don't know. It just felt like you were taking liberties for no reason, really. And so that's kind of
Again. I mean, when something spectacular happens, I'm gonna laugh at it.
right.
But the aim thing, I laughed at it.
You know what? And I'm not gonna like. I'm not really trying to bring this up or like go into anything that you've been through personally too. But if I'd went through your personal life, if I went through your name changes, we talked about this already. And
Bring it up. Laugh about it.
well, but like it's like, oh, so it'd be cool. So you're saying it's fine then?
We've literally sat here for 10 minutes at the start going over what my fucking name is. Yes, go
Okay,
ahead.
why did you change it in the first place then? Like, I mean,
I literally told you. We got married and decided to fucking change it. If I wanted it secret, I would have gone to another state where they let you do it. LLCs can be kept secret if you go to another state.
all right. I'm just
What,
saying.
do you think they weren't going to find me? I posted pictures of my fucking house.
Well, I knew. Well, and actually, and I said this earlier. I talked to
Okay, let me. Because I know they talk about Gator. Just give me 5 seconds, people. Just give me 5 solid seconds. Oh my god, load. Thank you.
I talked to Gator and I was like, well, that's definitely, I was like, that's his house. What the fuck? Like, he basically just removed all doubt about where the fuck he lives. And then Gator said he.
Okay, then they talk about.
And then Gator's like, I think he's gonna die soon or whatever. That was his. By the way, I'm not making it up. I just want to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Drop that.
Hello, Samlin. I see you drop in.
But what do you? I mean, you know what? I can't help it. I'm the host still. About the whole, I've never believed this actually that you like faked your cancer or anything like that. I think you've been serious about that.
Yeah, I got cancer. I got cancer,
Yeah,
and that would have been fine on its own if it had just been the cancer. It would have been easily treatable with chemo and radiation. But there's more shit going on. That's why I'm at internal medicine and Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like, oh, he's afraid to leave his house. I have to plan trips to go to Rochester, where I've got to
Drunk. He more than likely is. The dude is almost always drunk, to be honest.
Getting fucking every test. Oh, we need a CTA. We need an MRA. We need a a normal
The
CTA.
dude's a
MRI.
freaking alcoholic, so that's
again,
not a
it's
shock.
non-stop shit of having to go down there, and you're around people from all over the world because Mayo brings in people from all over the fucking world, doing all these tests, coughing their fucking heads off, bleeding from their fucking orifices, and you're like, shit, it's this fucking dance.
Yeah, and again, and I don't know. I've never been, and you talked about it pretty openly, and so I've never been one who said you were faking or anything like that.
Yeah, Ralph, what I'm telling you is you could make jokes about it. You could go with the faint cancer thing. That's fine. Just like the name change shit,
But
have all the
it's-
fun with it you want.
It's like, I understand, but it's like, and again, it feels like I'm sitting here saying this, and it's like, and again, as much shit as me and you talked about each other in the last week, even here, I'm sitting here and I'm like recounting it, like for the reset or whatever, and it's like, this is depressing. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's,
Shit happens. You roll with it. That's life. It's unfair. You deal with it. That's all you can do. You roll with the punches and you march on.
Damn, did it? Ah, damn, I must
Now,
have.
too, you're not an anon. People know who you are in reality. And
Yes,
so,
Ralph, I've been doxxed multiple times.
well,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. But like, what, you can't sympathize with this at all? Like, I hope
Podcaster?
people listen to this and like,
I don't know
actually
what
get
you
some-
mean, dude.
I'm confused that you present to the internet that this was a traumatic event for her, but then you're on a
No,
plane to teach
what
the
I
A-logs.
said
Makes you
was-
seem disingenuous.
I said she was like frightened for a second, like 30 seconds.
Oh,
like,
this
my
is a
God,
good
he's out
part.
here. Once she saw it was Jesse P.S., it's like, well, he's a faggot. I didn't say she was like cowering in fear, could never fucking recover. What I'm saying is, by the way, when I came home today, people had dumped shit out in front of my door.
When you say shit, do you mean stuff or actual shit?
I mean, like,
Someone went to his house and dropped-
actually, is what it was.
Like corn and cobs and diapers and
Come on,
stuff.
Are you fucking serious?
Well, what if I came and took a shit on your front porch? Like, do you think it would be as
You're telling
fucking-
me people drop corn cobs in your yard?
Yeah,
Do you think it was Jesse?
probably. But by the way, Jesse has to fucking, like, my fiance put out a fucking order against him. So I hope it was Jesse because he's going to go to jail if it was Jesse. But either way.
And then Ralph, I guess the other question related to this, and this is an honest one.
Wait,
You had no wait. You promoted the Frank Castle and Boogie thing.
No.
You promoted the Frank Castle and Boogie thing as being based in Red
I'll
Pill.
let you ask whatever. I'll let you ask whatever.
Okay.
I'll let you do whatever you want to do. But if somebody took a shit in front of your front door right now, or if I was right here and I said, "Hey Jim Augustine, whatever the fuck you call yourself right now,"
Probably
and I
some
started
kids.
beating on your
No,
fucking
I
front
think
door,
it
you
was,
would not think it was funny. You would not.
You want
It
my
may have
honest
been
reaction?
whoever,
I
like the
tell you
person they
next
mentioned
time.
before, or it may have been like
I'd
someone
say,
else. I
so
do
we-
remember
because I think that is
on.
And then I'd be like, "Fuck off, you're trespassing." And then when
Let
you
me pause this.
inevitably, because
Hell
you're drunk, and
It may have been like Daka Daka did like Kino Casino, and one person did like leave like diapers on his porch, and Ethan did spurg out about that. So it is possible that it may have been the same guy, that or something else. But yeah, you might be right.
I
head
would
wounded.
leave.
And when you're head wounded, I would say you're trespassing
You
and on a
think
year
I'm
suspended
dumber than
sentence.
I am, Jim? I would just walk off the property.
Dude, you can't tell me that I think you're dumber than you are after this last week. Come on. Come on.
Well, I said all this because I felt all this. I feel like a lot of people are enthralled to you, and it needs to be broken. And
I have to be taught a lesson. Right.
Well,
You've been holding that in.
No, it's not that. No, it's not that.
It's resentment, animosity.
It's like people think that, I can't be my own man or something. And this guy's talking shit about me all the time. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, so other people are giving you shit for pill bottles, and now you've got to come teach me a lesson because you've got
I don't have any pill bottles on me, by the way.
Why even?
Sorry, I can't
I
do
don't
the
say shit about you.
Memento shake.
Why do you
but
think
I have the
if
gifts.
it was anybody else? You know what I mean? Like.
By the way, if any of you are wondering, the two little
but like
fat puppies like
you know what I mean?
shaking
Like,
pill
if it was
bottles,
Mersh or
that's
whoever, like, covering you or doing something about you.
little
You
gift
would
someone
definitely
made
not
of
think that was
flamenco. It's like different avatar. Or well, I don't know if avatar's the right word, but you know what I mean.
It just seems like, and again, all these times, like there was nothing stopping you. Even now, tonight, it's like I won't come on the kill stream. It's like, why not?
I'll tell you why. Is it my fucking job to get you money and fame? Like, how long do I have to drag your ass through the internet and the minefield that it is? No. You like to talk about biggest in the sector. When I was on your show, you had viewers. When I left, you didn't. So, am I supposed to come on and get you fucking money? Am I here to be your ATM Ralph?
All I need, Jim. Augustine or
Augustine. Jesus Christ, Augustine. There you go. Like the saint that you pretend to be religious of.
Like the saint of faggotry, like you are.
Yeah. Make me money. That's all I hear from you. I want money. Come on my show. Make me money.
Nobody cares about you, Jim. Just go.
You obviously do. You suck my dick for 2 hours to have this conversation.
Look
at the smile. You know I'm telling the truth. It's breaking through. You know I'm telling the truth.
What? Did you tell the truth about what?
You sucked my dick for 2 hours because you wanted me to come on, and then you bitch and say,
like everybody wanted to see it, right? Like, I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, because your show's shit without something fucking put together and entertaining, right?
I was making money before you came.
Oh, yeah, $200 off Richard Spencer debating the 18th Twitter pedophile is really riveting shit.
Well, that's all I need, Nick. What are you talking about?
Well, apparently you need more because you're calling to my name.
I didn't. You were fucking with me. You've been talking about me for 2 weeks.
Oh, it needs to be on the kill stream. We need to have it on the kill stream.
2 weeks, Jim, Augustine, or whatever the fuck you call yourself.
How are you having this? Do you have head trauma? Augustine. There you go. Fucking shit.
Does it bother you when I mispronounce it? Oh, it's not like I did that on purpose.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's more of that, like I've shown at the end. So Ralph's like already like facing like he's gonna get less numbers. His streams are definitely gonna die over time. He's since moved to Odyssey because I think he got a little like contract, got a deal for like a couple months. I don't know how well that's gonna turn out, honestly. So I don't know. But like, yeah, this was a hallmark right here. This was big. Oh yeah, Familco dropped it. I'm gonna play this.
People have been, pointing out the hypocrisy about Ralph, pointing out elements of things that he's done, and I think the reality of it is like this is a guy that is at the bottom, and like he realizes it. So I think, and that was the thing is like he was gonna cry, dude, when he was talking to you.
He was definitely like fighting back tears.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say what I said at the end, which is, and I meant it. I don't know what's going on, but it's a tailspin. And if he doesn't pull out of it, it's just not. Once you cross the line of the life ruination shit, like it's just not. You don't want to invite that on yourself.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, like, everyone was coming at me a couple years ago, and it was tough to kind of keep up appearances. That shit fucking, like, it does drain on you, just be honest. And so I kind of get where he's coming from. But the thing is, like, alcohol and drugs and shit, man, like that ain't the thing. One of the things I did want to ask him is like, and I've noticed this because he was kind of coming at you like you were a father figure, and he's done this. He has said that before, that he views you as a dad, and that he viewed Milo as a dad type figure. And I think that's kind of like maybe where he's at really, because with Gator leaving.
Are you gonna ask me if Ethan is Milo and I like
no. What I mean, it's kind of like an imprint, when like a baby puppy sees like the adult for the first time. But really, I'm just saying it's kind of like that. Like we all know that he was Milo's like kind of capo during the early days of 2014, right? And we know there's like leaked Slack logs that he's like, I'll take a bullet for Milo. And then when the kill stream stuff happened in 2018, and you were on there a lot, he was out there saying, you know the kind of stuff he says. He's like, I take a bullet for Jim, I love Jim, I die for Jim. And then here, you are giving him shit, and like Gator giving him shit, so his support structure is kind of like all leaving him, and that's what's causing this outburst.
Yeah, but I mean, like for me personally, because I've been dealing with illness and shit
Yeah.
in my personal life. So for like the last year, 2 years, I haven't really done anything.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was there, I guess, to begin with. And,
Well, neither
and
was
two,
Ronnie.
Yeah, and two, like I was pretty open with everybody. Like when I'd go on shows and shit, it's just like, yeah, like I like the show, I'll watch the show and come on occasionally. Like there's a clip out there, I don't know if somebody has it, where it's like Ralph and I think like Brittany Venti and a few other people, and they're like, oh, we're all friends, and I'm the only one that said no.
Right, you were the one that was right.
Because it's internet people, right? There's a difference between the internet shit and your real life shit, right?
Yeah.
Where your family and friends and people you actually barbecue with and fucking can physically interact with.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I'm going off topic. So you're asking me if I think I imprinted on him as a puppy?
Well, my whole point is that I think he's always been searching for a father figure, right? Like a strong male leader in his life, and every time he gets close to one, it always kind of fails, And in the age of the internet, it's kind of easy to do that within this kind of sector, so to speak,
Oh, see, but I have a contract sitting in front of me that stipulates I cannot give boring internet psychology advice. That's
Yeah.
Aiden Paladin's job.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
It
Yeah, I
specifically says
give
she
to her.
is only allowed to bore people to tears with this.
Right,
She
right.
cannot think of it.
So Aiden will probably see this, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Aiden will have to be the
we
one to
can
handle that.
we can direct that to her expertise.
Yes.
And let her kind of run her stream on that one. No, but I mean, like, look, the thing is, like, I've watched this stuff unfold like you guys have over the course of the last week, and I've taken my shots and I've laughed my ass off because it is one of those things where it's like it is funny. It is really
Well,
fucking
I would
funny.
expect, yeah. Well, no shit. You should be enjoying it after
Yeah.
all the shit you went through. I mean,
Yeah, but
nobody's
it's-
gonna begrudge you that.
No one is going to begrudge me this. Part of it, though, is like ever since becoming a dad, like you just kind of like it changes you, right? And that's my hope for him at the end of the day. But I don't see it ever fucking happening. I guess someone said he's back streaming again right now.
Yeah, he's back on Cozy.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Yeah, he's like, oh, I probably own Jim. As he's fighting back to tears.
Oh no, I was surprised he left. I thought you guys would talk. That's why I muted myself. I thought, oh, you guys are gonna go.
No,
out for like 5 minutes.
I just wanted to ask him about his report history.
Well, fair enough, considering
I mean, I couldn't say Adrian Blair won, right? I agreed to not say those terms.
that would have been another one that you probably should have veered away from.
So,
All
I
right,
can
well,
read one of those today. Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, Cancer Man here has to go hide from Fauci, so I'm gonna jump. But thank you, Matt, for hosting. Again,
Thank
I
you,
hope
Jim.
you made a bunch of
Thanks
super
for the
chats. You
corn.
earned them.
Holy shit.
there's 2,500 people watching. This channel has not been this active since the flagging incident. So,
There you go.
thanks
Made
for
you-
the
made
likes,
some money. Yeah,
you bastards.
And that's that. Oddly enough, the stream obviously continues, and it pretty much like surprisingly enough, I was kind of shocked to see how like I kind of like left when it was like live around this point, like around the time Flamenco left. Obviously, he stays on for a bit, but shockingly enough, it goes on for a couple more hours. Vito makes an appearance, and it kind of turns into like a few arguments regarding neurotic Friday Night Tights and that stuff. And remember, Matt Jarbo's still a dumbass. Matt Jarbo's still Matt Jarbo. Yeah, he hasn't been flagging stuff, but he absolutely, like, the motherfucker did say he was like remorseful for Gamergate and stuff like that. So I mean, like, let's not forget, guys. Let's not forget. Other nudes. Apparently, I have my doubts. If you haven't been keeping up with the Joe Rogan stuff, yeah, apparently, Spotify took down I think 100 or so episodes. I'm not entirely shocked. I kind of suspect they were going to take down a little bit more, or at least kick them off after the Alex Jones and a few. I think Amanda Yiannopoulos also heaven, they're not on the Spotify version. They're only on either YouTube or somewhere else. So, and now already before, this isn't really a shock. I knew Joe Rogan said the N-word hard R on a handful of his streams, but they're all in context, he's talking about something or he's quoting somebody, and he even says that in his quote-unquote apology video, which he shouldn't have done anyway. He should have just said, hey, I'm just telling this story. There's context to this, and I'm actually happy to see on like Twitter people are sharing Joe Biden like saying that when he was quoting somebody, and of course you'll get your typical lefty Twitch streamers like Hassan like saying like, oh, it's hypocritical, like stuff like that, when you're literally pointing out that context actually matters. Is Joe Rogan right wing? No, he's arguably very left wing, and many actually made that comment saying that he just reflects the people he's talking to, which I disagree with. That's not entirely true, because the one with Candace Owens, the one time he had Steven Crowder on where they argued about like weed and shit, like those are examples. Like he's been in heated arguments before with guests, so I definitely like I would say he's more moderate leftist. I would say, like he obviously has different opinions on climate change. He obviously has different like opinions on like crime and all that other stuff. I'm not gonna get into that. I like his podcast. I enjoy his podcast. Like his stuff with he did one with like Randall Carlson like not too long ago. I'm yet to finish that one because I really like Randall Carlson stuff, and at some point either I might dedicate to like talking about like this type of stuff he brings up, because like he talks about like some really insane but really good, well I won't say insane, but like insane in terms of like mind-blowing stuff about like the earth and stuff that I really like. So at some point we might talk about either on another chill chat or on the podcast, the main podcast. I'll say it again, Joe Biden. Yeah. So from Fox, apparently Spotify won't be silencing Joe Rogan amid controversy CEO, which I call bullshit on. Reason one, the Alex Jones streams, the Milo streams, and the one that all the ones where he had VMware on. Instead of just doing, I honestly would rather they just they rather just bleep the word. Honestly, I'd rather they just do that than just take the entire stream down. And if Spotify is gonna do that, like, I don't know. I call bullshit. He'll probably be kicked off. Rumble apparently has opened his doors and actually said, Joe, we're open. I don't want him to go to Rumble. I'd rather he go to Odyssey or something else along those lines, or make his own platform like Alex Jones has with InfoWars. So it's a big maybe. We'll see. Like Rumble has its own bullshit. Like there's a lot of like scummy shit going on over there. So global isn't real, just go down to Florida. Nah. But yeah, like I'm not like too worried. Like if the Joe Rogan podcast, like that's gonna stay, like as long as he like either makes his own platform or goes to an actual free speech platform, like he'll be fine. Like his audience will follow him no matter what. He has a very dedicated fan base. Like I guarantee you, like him moving full time to Spotify, even though there are clips on YouTube still, like on his main channel, it's just that the actual interviews themselves are not on YouTube. Well, they're not uploaded in full to YouTube. The newer ones that I mean, like all the other ones are still on there. But like his audience definitely had a boost in Spotify's numbers. Absolutely. Like he's still doing the stuff. He's still doing the work. He's still talking. And that's still entertaining. So it's a big maybe. We'll see. Hopefully provide an update on this one soon, but I have my concerns, and this is a cycle, this is a pattern I've seen way too many times, to the point where I'm like, okay, this is gonna go down in flames. And absolutely, like if Spotify does what I hope to God it doesn't do, but I know it's gonna do it, and they're gonna kick Joe Rogan off. Like they're gonna be dead to a lot of people, and a lot of people are just gonna boycott them outright. But it's a wait and see type thing, if you know what I mean. On some lighter note, oh, boomer this one. Okay, I guess that's better. Uh, if any of you haven't been like keeping track of my other channel where I just review manga, anime, and comic stuff, you know that I did a review of the comic series Saga. And in that, I actually say I don't believe that this series will continue. It's been on hiatus for 3 or 4 years at this point, and I was pretty mad. It's an earlier video. I'm still learning how to use the mic at that time, so it's not gonna sound good. I wasn't using a pop filter at the time. Mark 99 to fuck. Well, I'll explain. Don't worry. I wasn't using a pop filter, so there's a lot of pops. There's a terrible sound quality. I was learning how to edit audio still and all that other sweet jazz. But like, I still have so many of those criticisms. This, however, update is a bit of a shock. Issue 55. After 3 years, Saga uploaded its newest issue. So that's kind of a shock to me. So I guess Brian, still actually has it in him, and I guess he actually managed to get it to work. Granted, having actually read the issue, there are some problems in it, and some of the good old lefty comic stuff is almost in full display here. I know, like, Richard C. Meyer, your boy Zach, like, did a video of this like many years ago on the Abortion Town arc, which in context, there's context to it. Like, he did brought up some like good pointers though when he was talking about it. There were like even Pippa Pipkin on her channel, like she pointed out like how out of place some of the lines and some of the dialogue actually is in this story. And it's really starting like Alana, like Hazel's mother literally like says like the breastfeeding is part of the patriarchy. Granted, it's her trying to sell something, so I guess it's fine, but I know Brian's like probably saying that unironically, like to this point. And there is still, it's a time skip, and that's also an issue with that I have with it. The fact that like Hazel's clearly like a couple years older at this point, and like you don't know what happened to the other characters, and hopefully there's a flashback incoming. It happens before. Saga had these timestamps, time jumps before, so it's like it's not entirely like shocking that it skipped ahead. Like we always go like up to speed on certain characters before, even though some of my criticisms like still stand, like what happens to the Robot Kingdom bloodline, what happens to Marco's mother, like is she still in prison, etc., etc. And especially since like I have no idea Brian still plans on making this 106 issue epic, and I think that's the count, is 103, 106 issue epic, which is but like I said, like the dudes need to be working on this full time for several years. This is a monthly series, so I don't know if he'll dedicate his time to it. But still, surprise and a welcome one for this one, I would say. I'm gonna see if I can start a call up in a bit. Just give me a few minutes. figure that out later. Well, at least 2020 gave us one more good thing so far. Yeah, well. I guess the year that Chud is still, churning around. Things are going pretty well. So I'm not like too worried. Canada's getting pretty based so far with the protest. That's actually like a protest. It's not like a bunch of idiots burning shit down. It's actually like an actual good thing in the fact that there are people literally labeling them as terrorists and stuff like that. It's just that should tell you who the rebels are. That right there should tell you who the rebels are. It's like when the establishment is literally calling you a terrorist for honking your horn, of all things, like that's the rebel right there. Not the person like burning shit down and getting praised for it and being called brave. Like that is not being. You're not the rebel. You're the system. I have an Xbox or PlayStation. I have a PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 and a 5 currently. I'm still with my family, by the way, so it's not like I own them, pretty much. I also have like a couple emulators on my thing. I also have a PSP and a PSP like emulator. I have a PS2 and a PS1 emulator on this thing. And I also have like Xbox like account on my machine right now. Pretty limited though, but runs a few games good so far. Hit and Run Canada. Oh yeah, fuck that guy. The Hit and Run, dude. Yeah, that's some bullshit. That's an example of your media brainwashing people right there. If that isn't a fed job like that, that's shitty. And they're gonna downplay that like a motherfucker. They really are. The Moon Media hates true rebels, exactly. They do. My father didn't know about the Trocosmia silent in Germany. Not a shock. Like European media is very, very selective. Like the rape epidemic in Europe around like 2016, like 2015-ish. Like, if that's not an indicator of like them being like selective and them like leaving stuff out, like I don't know what is. Dude was a pedo? Oh, shocker. What an absolute shocker. Like, what is it with these fucking crazies like touching kids? Like, how hard is it not to fuck a kid? Like, come on. This shit right here. Oh my god. Let's see if I can. Rape in 2016. Dude, you didn't hear about it? Like around, it was like 2015, 2016. Like the massive like immigration from the Syrian immigration, and there was this massive wave of just like violent crime. Like there was a ton of like a literal like rape epidemic going on. It was like women were being gang raped in the streets. Kids were getting like fucking molested and raped at pools. And the people who were doing it were literally getting off like a day, a week later. All because the people there didn't want to seem racist. I am dead serious. Look this up. Like, look this up. This is an actual thing. The media said nothing about it. Like, nobody in Europe said anything about it. There was literal video footage of like a massive like rape, and I've seen this, like a massive like group of like Syrian like men just gang, like literally encroaching on this one girl, and she's just screaming. It was hella fucked, and no one was saying anything about it except for a handful of people. A few videos come up. I think Tim Pool did something on it, and and Donald Trump was like he talked about it. He was like, in Sweden. It's like, what the hell's going on in Sweden? No one's talking about it. It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. All he said, Pez, when we talk about maps. Well, not one to brag. But yeah, like that take was on point. That was an on point take, and I agree with 100%. They blamed the police for racial profiling in 2017. Gee. They do it still. Yeah, I'm not shocked. It's like, you look at France. It's like, oh my god, man. It's like, what the fuck? Imagine about being flaccid. Jesus Christ. I'm so happy US is not like this. It's close, but people like Kyle Rittenhouse does show, like, okay, there is hope. There is hope. It's like, imagine being so flaccid, that being so scared to be called racist. Like, oh my god, imagine that. Imagine your daughter getting raped, or you getting raped, you getting the shit kicked out of you, or your children literally being beaten to death, and if you say anything about it, you're fucking racist. Meanwhile, these people are literally saying how bad Christianity is. Like, Jesus God. Like, what the hell? Sargon was all over this. Yeah, he was. I'm real iffy on Sargon. I have my opinions on Sargon in general. I think some of his takes are really stupid. His failed political career is definitely like one of the biggest hilarious like blunders ever. I think, unironically, I do believe Dankula's political career might kick off better than his. I do occasionally listen to snippets of his podcast, like the Lotus Eaters, but it's mostly because like other people are on that thing rather than just him. Oh shit, Disimic, good god, I would yell us out about this, and us guys brought up in school, we were called Islamophobic. Exact. See how stupid that is? You're pointing out a basic fact and you're called Islamophobic. It's like, it's made a fucking word. There's no such thing as Islamophobia. There's no such thing as white privilege. There's no such thing as any of this shit. Don't use their fucking language. It's like, fuck these people, man. Women being gang raped in the fucking streets and you're worried about their fucking feelings? Are you kidding me? People were getting angry at people not respecting Christian's pronouns. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you that fucking high? Move to Poland? It's called common sense, I know, right? And it's dying like a motherfucker. Look at TikTok. Common sense is literally dying right in front of us. It's like there's this garbage ad for this freaking documentary series called like Why Need Be White or some shit, and it literally opens with "This might trigger white people." It's like, this is the most racist garbage I've seen in years. But it's fine because you're going up against white people. It's like, I'm sorry to plug, and I hate being this person, but like, as someone who's actually black, spoiler warning, like, this is actually something that actually shocks people in the Almighty Lolly servers, that, whoa, Lone's black? It's like, yeah, I am. I mean, I even got comments how I sound like just some guy, how I talk. Do a bit, but as someone who's actually black, I find this repulsive. This is fucking stupid. It's like, you're not... Oh.
Bro?
Hey, Alex.
Hi. What's up?
Going good?
Okay. Done dining. I got the... I just got out of the loo. A little bit of something.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yep, told you about it.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about anyway on your stream? Because I only watched the Joe Rogan's part. I don't much follow him, but he's really something interesting to watch.
Yeah, that is true. Like right now, I was like, we were pretty much like talking about like common sense, how it's pretty much dead, almost dead at this point.
And
Because
tell me, what's the big deal now with the Joe Rogan thing? Why is he getting threatened about, cancellation again?
Oh, you didn't hear about that? Like
Kinda.
Spotify. Well, actually, before Spotify like did this, like already people were literally getting mad at him for like constantly like bringing other people on they didn't like. It's like he was getting a lot of flack for the Jordan Peterson one he did some time ago. He's getting like he got a lot of shit like recently, especially like Ben Shapiro and stuff like that. And now there's like a compilation out there of him saying like the N-word like hard R, but there's obvious context behind it where he's like telling a story, or he's quoting somebody, or like he's talking about something in particular.
So what? Even the guy who did the the Young Turks, he said the N-word a lot.
Yeah, Hassan's
Hard R.
Yeah, he did.
And they're not saying nothing about him. Fucking hypocrites.
Yeah, they're not saying anything about Joe Biden either. Yeah, like there's a compilation. Well, not a compilation, but there's a video clip on that on Twitter of him saying that. Yeah,
there was a clip of him. What was it? Back in the
80s.
80s?
Yeah, he looked much younger, because the dude still looked like he was like in his 70s even then. Dude looks like a ghost now. But like it was him like talking about like this one guy, like he was quoting somebody, and then he said the word.
Oof. Good thing that was the 80s. A lot of people still could say that word very freely, because, it was still the 80s.
Yeah, it was the 80s.
People were more concerned about the cocaine they had right about everywhere. Probably some Quaaludes.
Bring back the Quaaludes.
I still don't know exactly what the fuck is a Quaalude.
Quaaludes are they're originally like a sleep medication. Excuse me. They're originally like a sleep medication, but if you like resist the urge to sleep, it's like you like get like this like kick out of it. Wolf on Wall Street like did a good job explaining like what they are. And it's like because people like were abusing them, they stopped like producing them.
Oh, okay. So basically, Quaaludes were basically just They're basically just sleep medication that they used in like I don't know, like some sort of I know there's like some sort of drug out there. Various drugs that are basically just what's the word? They calm you down. Basically pull downs,
Depressant or
yeah, basically depressants, something like that. I don't really know the terminology in English.
Oh, okay.
It's something like that, but not weed. which honestly, it's probably one of the safest things.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, might be.
Honestly, weed is probably the safest thing to legalize because it's just weed. You know,
It just makes you lazy, pretty much.
yeah.
As
It makes
opposed
you
to
lazy
something
and
like, yeah.
makes you lazy and hungry, and it's for your glaucoma
Mm.
and other conditions. But the one that comes on top of my head is just glaucoma, or maybe I have cancer, and just one less puff. 'Cause
Right.
That's the only thing that comes to mind.
Austin McNuff. So you're just some guy if he wasn't a grifter? Uh, I don't know if I'll compare myself to him though, but hey, you said it.
You're not really. You're not much like him. He is a bit more heated about certain arguments, while you seem a bit more chill.
Yeah, I try to be. I listen to Jordan Peterson. It's like obviously like turning his stuff down, turning your stuff off, like that type of stuff. Like I've learned
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's some good stuff you need to do. Just something I wish just some guy took a few pointers of.
Honestly, I don't get. Honestly, I still get the point of good old Peterson, but honestly, it's something that I just figure out myself most of the time. Most of the time,
He gives good life
Especially-
advice.
especially cleaning your fucking room. Would you excuse me just a second?
All right. Let me look at the chat. Dad, I hate my country. I lost hope for Germany, even when I lost my people. But Germany hates me. Oof. Even when I love my people, but Germany hates me. Sorry, man. I read that wrong. Yeah, tongue twisters. It's not a tongue twister, but sometimes when you're not awake all the way, it sucks. But yeah, man, it sucks. Like Germany, oddly enough, is kind of going back to its old ways with some of the camp stuff. Oof. Clarence Thomas is my N-word. Clarence Thomas is my N-word. Quail is good, great with putting pops. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, Gemini. But the California is fucking up their wheat business. They're fucking up a lot more than that, dude. Lone isn't a pedal, I hope. Hey, no, I have a very strong opinions on maps similar to Lolly did. There may have been like one point in time in my life in like high school, back when I was more semi-centrist, I would say, where I may have been like more nicer, saying, oh, well, I mean, we kind of have to feel sorry for them, and now I'm like, oh, yeah, oh no, that's fucking stupid way of thinking. You listen to Red Skull? Yes, I do actually. I try to listen to as much as I possibly can. Like, there's a lot of good life advice you can get from Peterson, I would say. I mean, obviously, he gets his criticisms, and I mean, some of them I would say are debatable, like in terms of politics and stuff, but in terms of like what Peterson like tries to tell you, and like Peterson like points out a lot of good stuff that I think a lot more people should listen to. Like a big one where he said on Joe Rogan podcast. Hey Alex, I was talking to Chad. He said on a Joe Rogan podcast it's like, why are there so many teenagers like quote unquote transitioning? Why are there so many teenagers having all these like genders and stuff? It's because like that they think that's the cool thing. They think that's the hip thing.
I can completely agree with that, because one of my cousins, even though I'm here in Italy, but he's really into the internet sphere. He said he was trans for a little bit. Then he just said, "Nah, I'm not anymore." I think it was like what, a month. Yeah, that happened. Like, I don't know exactly what happened because his family is a bit rocky. It's a lot of family business. A lot of family business. I really don't want to get out there, but
right.
Parents are divorced. Uncle's really something. And yeah, he basically doesn't have a mother figure. which mom always explained that to me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like I'm gonna finish like what Jordan said. Like they're doing it because they think it's cool. They doing it because a lot more of them are doing it, and that feeds into it, and it constantly compiles. And he says like, especially when you're at a teenage age, like your body's changing. You're of course you're gonna be like questioning things like your thoughts, your sexuality, like your face, your voice, everything about you is changing in that age. And like look at TikTok. It's literally an epiderm of mental illness, and it's ridiculous. And it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that what Jordan said on like his recent Joe Rogan episode, like on point. People need to watch. I know it's 4 hours long, but it's really good. He brings a lot of good things to it.
Yeah, I really don't like TikTok, other than it's basically a fucking China spyware. Like, we all know that. You know that.
Yes.
Ted knows it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care about that. Like, there's so little content over there that I don't care. There's probably gonna move either to Discord or YouTube, so I'm not gonna give a shit.
Right.
I'm not gonna install it. I really despise this sort of social medias that basically enact everything. I'm still on Facebook just because of family. Because if I get away, then why did you get on Facebook? Come on. You know, we're together there. You know, all such things. But I never use it. It's just there for either birthdays, when someone dies, or just festivities and such.
Yeah. That's generally the reason why people even keep Facebook is family stuff. I honestly don't have it like anymore. Like after the Zuckerberg court, if you remember that, it's like after that, I barely used it, but like after that, I just cut my thing off. I'm like, okay, I'm done. It's like that, yeah.
But a lot of people here in Europe really like to use WhatsApp because, convenient.
WhatsApp's good. WhatsApp's a good app.
Yeah, then Instagram, I really nah. Even if it was just for the porn, I don't care. Nah.
The only reason why I use it is to promote my work on digital stuff. That's all I do.
Oh, really?
But it has my real name, so I'm not gonna link it. It has my real name and face, and I'm not gonna link it.
Yeah, nah. I won't ask for that. That's your privacy. That's your shit. Ain't touching it. And what other social media is there that I really don't like? I guess
Twitter.
Yeah, don't yeah. That's why I forgot it. It's fucking Twitter. Is there anything else to be said that hasn't been said already? Fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah. I will be right back. I need to do something, alright? I'm gonna be AFK, right? Make this quick.
Okay, you're just gonna mute everything. I'm just gonna talk to chat, maybe. Hold on. I'm talking right now on chat. Oh, here we go. I hate this delay.
Okay, I'm back. Alright.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
So, I wanted to talk right now about the, use, since we're talking about, it's on the stream's name, we're talking about Medokur and Ethan Ralph and everything.
Yeah.
Can we segue about into the fucking honkening that's going on between America and Canada?
Oh yeah, I talked about that for a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck. Yeah, I missed that part. So, yeah, are they actually using a fucking train horn somewhere in the process? Like, there actually recorded evidence of the horn honking?
I don't know. I haven't been 100% like up to date on that. I haven't checked memology at all. But
Because I need to check. I need to really check if they're actually using a fucking train horn just to upset the masses. 'Cause I
yeah,
really need to see. Because I know somebody wanted to use a fucking shit horn and just make everyone live like in the fucking lighthouse, but
right.
apparently it didn't work.
Hmm.
I, I was ready for people to jerk off on the roofs and just
Ugh.
and just probably just rip about the sirens and everything. That would have been hilarious.
Let me look at the chat
Yeah.
one more time.
Now, apparently, right now they're also trying to take some legal actions against this protest. Apparently,
Hmm.
I'm not 1,000% up to date. So, what's the big throttles that this protest faces?
Feds probably. Crazy people.
Absolutely fucking feds, crazy people. I saw a guy who said who couldn't sleep for 5 days, and he went up and chimped out to some guy. That's the only thing I saw. All I keep hearing is just these guys are just actually just staying there, honking their horns, and just doing a bit of community.
Hmm.
Well, okay, what sort of fad shit have you seen that would probably let you say that?
Well, that one, oh god, the one with the that one guy with the Confederate flag more than likely was a Fed. He was like the one dude there who had something like that. Like that was a massive
Like
Fed
it was
job.
just a dude with a flag on a pole,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
If it's just him and he's not with anyone else and he just appeared out of nowhere, yeah, he's a fucking fed. Don't trust anything he says or does.
yep.
Fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the same kind of shit. Like, I saw someone posting a picture of, there was one with a Nazi flag, but it disappeared as quickly as it appeared, just so they can give, those guys munitions to say they're actually terrorists or some dumb shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't sleep because of the incessant honking.
Yep.
But my response would be, do I need to tap the sign? Like, do I need to tap the sign? Because we said it, we wrote it, and don't make me tap it.
Hmm. French 1918. Don't forget, China has Muslim death and cotton camps. Yep. Yeah, they do. Dad, I had to argue with
What?
women who say pedos need love and child can't consent. That's so stupid. Of course you.
Children can't consent because they're kids. They're stupid, they don't know nothing better, they don't know nothing about sex, they don't know nothing about consent, they know nothing because they can't. They physically can't. Unless there's some sort of hyper genius, but that's like 0.000000001% of the kids around. So, it's more like being the exception to the rule. That's absolutely fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Lone, you'll listen to Weaponized Nerd Raids? Like whenever he's on. It's like, yeah.
Wait, weaponized nerd rage. I've heard something like that.
He, like the guy who did, Lolly did a co-stream with him. He was on one of his stream, like, some time ago. A couple months ago.
Yeah, I'm much up to snuff with his streams, because usually that's the time when I go to sleep.
Ah, right.
Yeah, shit's bad here.
Mm.
So, just asking. If fuck, I kind of forgot. Shit, I forgot. Mine is all over the place right now. Oh yeah, what was that comment that said about China?
Oh yeah, China had Muslim death and cotton camps, which is very true.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Like mainland Chinese are racist as fuck.
They are.
Like, like even the thought of a white guy for them is like it's like one of those old plantation workers seeing a black guy in somewhere and just watching it in utter disgust and you know that guttural feeling that you get when you see garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing they feel because they think we are barbarians. We're little primitive troglodytes because apparently we don't belong to Great Han China. Even though they were the guys when the British came to do some tradings with them, they responded in Latin, a long dead language, because they think, these stupid barbarians will think nothing. Take these stupid leaves and give us precious silver for the emperor, and such other garbage like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then kind of come back and went and bite him in the ass in the famous Century of Shame.
Century of Shame?
Yeah, don't you know about the Century of Shame? It's like when America was discovered, everybody always wanted to do something to just go around the China because that territory was just they'll constantly tax you highly. And, there's a lot of people that give you a lot of taxes, other different products that you don't really need, and just giving shorter things to travel on. Because sometimes China was being a shit, and other than just using the Silk Road, which now was overly used.
Oh, right.
But
Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Everybody just wanted to do everything. Then a lad called Christopher Columbus decided just randomly discovered America, knowing there was more territory other than the ocean. That kind of opened up huge realm of possibilities of travel right now. Not of new material that China didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a spammer in the works, and it only got worse when Britain decided to expand, create colonies, create enterprises, other things like that, and they started to focus on other exports, focusing more on India because they got a ton of people there in India, even still.
Right.
They got a better place to grow tea, opium, any other stuff they want because India was like it's only okay, bro. Just give us a few of those royalties, and everything was fine and dandy. Nobody better than I. China, of course, was kind of fucking pissed, but they were all kept fine and nice with all the opium that was slowly getting delivered because a little puff of that opium sometimes really gets you something. Oh, I gotta get another hit, and then eventually they just kind of struck themselves into basically being the equivalent of today's Russia with vodka back then.
Right.
Like you have no idea how many people were just constantly getting high on opium. Like it put fucking House to shame. Yeah, then there was the Boxer Revolution, a lot of revolutions that just end up in a constant millions of dead, bloody stuff. But then it was just business as usual, because, going to the empire and everything.
Right.
And then, around the 1700s to the 1800s, those were basically the big century of shame, because China was robbed of this central place of the world trade and everything. And came ruling the 1900s. still shame until around 1950s. That's when Chairman Mao showed, and you know the rest. You know the great genius that Chairman Mao brought to the great China, of making it great again. You kill all the sparrows because sparrows do not represent well China. You kill sparrows. You kill sparrows. You give him great. You give him walk because he needs metal to reach certain capitals of doing the metal work. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a constant shit show that around 60 million people died of famine and basically having nothing and being put to death because they gotta make the quota Chairman Mao set, and even after all of this, after all this sacrifice, guess what?
Nothing.
They barely reached the quota. Like it was half, or even lower than half. All because he said to the Chinese people, give me your walks, give me your tools and everything because we need to make a quota and kill the fucking sparrows. Unfortunately, they didn't know that a wok is extremely useful to cook right about everything in Chinese culinary. And killing those sparrows, that will be fucking with the natural order. Because guess what sparrows do?
Sparrows eat.
Eat what?
They eat people, don't they? Or am I thinking of crows? Or am I thinking of something else?
Those are crows. I'm talking about sparrows.
Oops.
Those little things that like to stand on trees.
Oh my god. I hate the fact that I'm blanking on it.
What do usual birds like to eat about? Think about Darwin. It's simple.
Berries. Bugs.
And?
Sometimes other birds. And sometimes they'll pick up snakes and sometimes they'll scavenge. Depends on
Those are rapax. Falcons, owls, and everything. You're thinking of the more common bird, which tends to eat, seeds. That tends to eat seeds, such other things, and bugs.
All right.
They tried to remove the bird that basically ate bugs. And guess what happened later when they removed one of the biggest predator of bugs?
What happened?
Well, the bugs came in. They flourished.
And what they did?
They ate all the.
They ate all the crops because there was nothing to control those bigger bugs like locusts, crickets, any sort of other bigger bugs to just go in and snack on it because you can't just go around with a fucking raid can up and down a titanical field of about yay acres just looking for the bug. You have birds that usually tend to do this job, or other predatory animals that tend to do it more natural.
This is why we have pesticides.
Yeah, pesticides have a certain limit of using, because other than that you'll end up poisoning the earth and causing some big consequences up to a limit. But those we're talking about the 1950s and 60s. Usually if you use that, you probably get yourself poisoned. Without those birds, a lot of bugs just swatted in and ate most of the crops. And that was communism. So guess also what happened? Most of those crops got moved to the upper class, because those were the more important for communism to thrive. And the other, died of starvation, as usual, in communism.
Oof.
Yeah, give me around 60 million. That was the great leap forward between beating the shit out of people who didn't agree just with that little touch that the Red Book said. Then Yeah, of course, a lot of people just selling their iron wares because they need to meet the iron quota production. A lot of people giving basically away everything so the great communist party could win. Didn't do that. It fucked. It fucked up. And now China is probably gonna fuck up again even more because now they have all the eyes of the world on them and they can't fuck up by the lives of them.
Paper Dragon.
No, they can fuck up. It's just they're gonna kill whoever finds out.
Or pay him profusely just to say we didn't see anything because killing killing international stars or anyone who is outside of China theoretically would probably bring a few political repercussions. So they
Guys,
probably just
Guys, I can't believe this political official just suicided with 2 shots in the back of the head.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that crap.
yeah, that's impressive. And honestly, I'm just expecting China to just, if somebody fucks up at the Olympics, we're probably not gonna see him for a long time. Probably because he's getting the absolute shit beaten out of him. Probably, in pure Saddam style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, actually,
Like-
not Saddam. Actually, it was Udi Hussein who did
Uh,
that.
depended which one was angrier that day or if Fuji was busy already. Depends. They were all assholes in that sense.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, it happened already, like, not even a year ago, like, 4-5 months ago, when, what was it? It was a female tennis player who was really loved by the, others, suddenly just disappeared. Out of thin air, just disappeared. Didn't respond to her phone, didn't respond to anything, and just disappeared. And of course, because she allegedly called that one of the Chinese officials that she may have raped her in front of his own wife.
Huh.
And because of that, she disappeared for a while. A lot of people kept asking, "Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?" And of course, it's like,
Wait, the wife of the athlete.
Huh?
The wife of the athlete who disappeared.
the athlete, the female athlete. Like there was this high-ranking official in the Chinese government who went up and allegedly had his way with her, and he did it when he invited her to dinner at his home, when the wife was present. So she didn't do nothing to stop it. It was like a common occurrence, apparently. But I don't know. I'm just shooting the shit in that situation.
Yeah, is this like next level NTR? Is this the final step?
I don't know, but that seems definitely what being high, being part of the high commissions of the Communist Party would do. And then when she said it, she just disappeared. Of course, a lot of the worldwide tennis players kept asking, "Where is she?" Because she doesn't answer the phone, messages, nothing. She was gone.
Damn.
Then after a few months, like, oh yeah, nothing's gone wrong. Don't worry, I wasn't tortured. I wasn't, nothing like that happened. What are you saying? It's all good.
That's fucked, bro.
Yep. And it's probably gonna happen again and again with other things that are probably gonna happen with this, basically the Olympics, the Winter Olympics being there. Not to account to probably, the entire area of this place probably being extremely guarded, so making sure that any guidos don't get out there and start asking uncomfortable questions.
Uncomfortable questions.
Yep. Very uncomfortable.
Mm.
Because the China that we see on the media is not the same China that we see in real life.
What are you seeing in the media? Because I think I'm seeing a different thing.
Like I'm seeing, oh, it's all good. Don't worry, it's just a sport competition. Nothing wrong is going on.
I don't know, man. I've been kind of seeing a lot of shit talk. So maybe we have different media people.
Eh, depends. I mean, I'm really close to China. Some guys in the government really wanted to, have some of those China bucks because apparently, we don't have enough of our own, so we don't want to constantly keep borrowing from the Germans because then they get uppity about, us not meeting the standards and everything, blah blah blah. Dumb
Yeah, but
Germans, you know.
but you know what? I feel like I
Right.
could trust the Italian Senate more now that Tifa is on board.
Yeah, sure, whatever. It's kind of the same shit show you have there. Kind of the same. A lot more bickering, like open bickering, and a lot more satire.
Damn. I mean, I don't even like pay attention to politics, but even I'm like, damn.
Yep. They're in Italy, it's because we all know they're just sitting there taking our money. We can't do dick about it.
It's like, yeah, this yelling is really helping your case. Keep it up, man.
But yeah, at least we have Tifa at the Senate. It was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Although, not my first pick, honestly.
What would have been your first pick?
Well, they did Tifa and then they did a Genshin character.
Yeah.
So for the Genshin character, I would have gone Ganyu because, for the homies.
The short stuck with the handlebars. I understand.
For the homies.
Absolutely. But Tifa is also very close to the heart of the young Italians. Like, those who owned a PlayStation 2 and had those Final Fantasy discs, probably pirated. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's just like Final Fantasy. Like that was a
Basic
That was
bitch
a-
shit.
no, not basic bitch. It's just like out of all the options, I would not have selected that because it's just so like, how the hell did we get here?
As for me, I would have probably gone with some Pokey Gals, because, yeah.
I think children are lewd enough. Like
Who
I
children?
think
What children? I'm
Yeah.
going for the I'm going for the gym masters or the champions. Those are adults.
which
Like,
ones?
okay, which ones? Okay, let me remember the English names.
Because Iris is a child,
Nah,
but
Nah.
Cynthia's an adult. Cynthia's an adult, but Iris is a child.
Cynthia is a fucking MILF.
Cynthia is the greatest champion.
Absolutely, and she's the most terrifying because I can say that from experience. I'm playing on the actual cartridges. She'll
No,
fuck you up.
it's the first time that I actually had a challenge in a Pokemon game.
Same thing here. Like, she actually faded me more than 2 times. And that's something. Then, honestly, there's also an adult version of Iris that's in Pokemon Black and White 2.
No,
Because it
I think she was still a child.
I'm pretty sure it was like 16, so here would be legal, like 16 years old.
Mm.
I mean,
At least,
get
at least, at least we can agree not Diantha.
Diana. Who is she?
Diantha, the Gen 6 champion.
Oh yeah, nah, she looks too much like a granny. Nah.
No, she was that forgettable.
Yep. I was more interested into the Mega Gardevoir, like, yeah. That low. For actual gym trainers, Seno had some good picks between the actual martial art tomboy. Yep, there's one of those there. And
Truth be told, I don't really remember the gym leaders of Gen 4 all that well. Like, I know it's like my favorite. I know it's my favorite gen, but it's like I can't quite remember the gym leaders of Gen 4. Maybe because I haven't really played it in a while. Like, I bought the remakes, but I haven't actually.
Mostly because that thing is engraved in my brain because it's the first one. It's one of the first games I've ever played. Like, no joke, Diamond was the first game I've generally ever played. Then there was.
It's a good pick.
Yeah. Like, I was still 6, but I was having a lot of fun. Then came Platinum, then Black and White, which was, honestly, that was also really fucking top shit too.
Platinum was the best game.
What about Hard Gold? What about Hard Gold and Soul Silver?
What about Hard Gold and Soul Silver? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
No, like Hard Gold and Soul Silver, you could basically just never constantly spam the B button that you could run, and you could actually have most of your Pokemon at your side.
Those were the best remakes, in my opinion.
That was probably one of the best remakes. Then there was Black and White and Black and White 2.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty damn good, other than Black and White having something completely fresh in about, a region.
Yeah.
And then Black and White 2.
It was underappreciated in its time, honestly.
Yep, and then Black and White 2 added fucking hard mode. That is the only game they've ever had that.
Yeah, and then they took it away because people complained, and I'm like, I didn't complain. What the hell's wrong with you guys?
Oh, complain! Did. Who were the Reddit-ass bitch asses to complain about probably one of the few best features in this game?
They complained about the Emolga killing everyone.
Wait, really? Emolga?
Yeah, because it was super effective on all 3 starters.
Bro, just grab a rock type and toss it at him.
No. We're dealing with babies. People don't want to train rock types.
Okay. So the mentally retarded. I get it. I understand. Fuck. They need to learn as hard as I did, because I picked a fire type in Gen 1. I had it rough.
I think grass type is the worst in Gen 1 though.
No, I said in Gen 4, not Gen 1.
No, you said Gen 1. But anyway, alright, Gen 4.
I picked the fire type at the start.
Even in like Gen 4, like pretty much if you have a fire type, you just breeze through the entirety of the Sinnoh Mountains.
Why so? I mean, at the beginning it's been... What?
Completely obliterate the ice gem, and it's like it's not too bad. The only time where I'm like having a fire type is actually the worst in a Pokemon game is I'd say Gen 3 because it's 70% water.
I mean, you live in a collection of fucking islands. That's kind of obvious.
Yeah, so I'm like, not really that balanced.
I mean, Blaziken is rad as fuck.
Blaziken is rad as fuck.
But... So tell me. Now let's go with something more personal. In your opinion, what are the best starters? Like, the one who is closer to you, that you always like?
Best starter. Basic bitch. I'll just go with each gen.
Yeah, go for it. Honestly, that's the same thing I would have done.
Gen 1 Charmander. Gen 2 probably Cyndaquil. Gen 3 definitely Mudkip. Gen 4, I think I might have to go Piplup. Gen 5, I don't really know. Like they're all kind of like even for me for Gen 5. So, but if I had to pick one, I guess Samurott. Like, I guess Oshawott.
My man.
Gen 6, Froakie. And
Ninja Toad.
Ninja Toad. And then Gen 7, Rowlet. Like, I want the owl.
Yeah, same here. I fucking love that owl. Then, what about Gen 8?
I have not played Gen 8.
Just about by design. Which one would you pick?
Probably the rabbit.
Yeah. Honestly, the starter reminds me too much of Max. From Sam and Max. You know?
Yeah.
I can just imagine him with that big toothy grin and those dot eyes. That
Yeah.
has an inviting target.
God, I miss Lucasfilm, man. I remember when they made good games.
Yeah, I mean, there was also the Telltale ones. Those were good. You know,
Yeah, but
April
then
season.
but then Telltale went bust. So
Yeah, hopefully somebody picks up the IP and does something with them eventually. Or else we could just coax it back and just go back to watching them from time to time. You know.
I feel like we're like talking over Lone here.
Yep, I didn't even got to say.
No, it's fine.
one of my
Like,
favorites.
no, it's fine. Y'all can keep going. I'm okay with that. Just looking
Okay,
at chat.
so-
That's all.
No,
Can
I
I
mean,
just
did you want to say something or like?
No. Like, what you were like going over the starters was fine. I was just moderating chat. I was just looking at chat. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Any sex bots?
Nope. Thank God.
Bro, let them in. More viewership.
All they'll do is just
Yeah,
put in
no.
viruses on your computer. That's all they'll do.
Yeah, no, fuck
wait,
those. I
them-
like my
them being-
computer virus free.
Wait, them being in the chat will put a virus on your computer?
No, if you like, I think if you clicked any of their links, they're usually like just like they'll either advertise some like no-name porn site or they'll actually like put viruses. It's either one of the two.
Bro, just run Linux. Like it'll protect you from the viruses. Just run Linux, bro. Just do it.
Why the fuck do you want to do? Where the fuck did that myth from Linux that didn't get any virus came from?
Basically because Linux is its own operating system and no one feels like writing viruses for it.
Well, then they do. They like run something that is uni-platform something.
No, a uniplatform doesn't really apply to Linux. Trust me, I had this whole spiel like with my friend, and he was like telling me all about Linux, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm not doing it though.
Yeah, same here.
Like, I have Windows. I'm not booting into a second operating system if I don't need to.
Yeah, I know it's all that the non-proprietary thing, but honestly, now I don't care. I'll learn it eventually, but not now.
I mean, like, I'm fine with using virtual machines and command lines. I'm good with that. I don't need to like have a whole operating system doing that.
Yeah, I gotta learn that shit too. So going back on the whole Pokemon argument, I guess I can.
Yeah,
I
going
can
back.
I can
Yeah, we
just
got a
go
little bit
same.
distracted.
I want to go behind the masses and say that first gen Blastoise is the fucking best. It's underrated. It's a fucking turtle with cannon on its back. You want to talk shit with the overused dragon thing?
Okay, Alex. Okay, Alex. Who has 2 Mega Evolutions? Checkmate.
Fuck you. You hear the laugh that I did? Because I don't think it picked it up.
No, it didn't. It didn't pick it up.
Okay, hold on. Fuck these earbuds. Pretty sure now you can hear me better.
Ow.
Oof.
What?
It's fine. Just doing something. There we go.
Okay. Hold on.
That reminds
So,
me.
yeah, okay. In the meantime, I can just tell you the others. Gen 2, it's a huge contender between Typhlosion and Feraligatr. I mean, one is just Typhlosion. Everybody loves him. And then Feraligatr is a big gator man. I like that. I like my gators.
I love how we all hate the grass types.
They're kind of bland. Then Gen 3, that's when that's when there's actually a good grass type. You know, Zaptile.
Like not, I don't know, not good enough for me, honestly. Like, he looks cool, but
It looks what?
he looks cool, but I don't know.
It's
He
not
doesn't
the
have
same.
that. He doesn't have the move pool I'm looking for. the type
Understandable.
But I will say
Understandable.
he does have a better mega than Swampert.
Yeah. Then Gen 4 for me definitely has to be Torterra because it's a fight between Torterra and Infernape. One is literally Sun Wukong and the other is a perfect stat type to just fuck over even the fucking fire type.
I like the penguin.
It's cool. I just like my big turtle and basically Sun Wukong.
That's fair.
I mean, the turtle basically can fuck over both Empoleon and Infernape because of the moveset. It's so fucking good. Like, it's too good not to have it.
Yeah,
That's just
grass and ground is pretty good.
Honestly, it's a combination of a lot more things we should use. It's too OP sometimes. Anyway, going back on track. Gen 5 for me, it's definitely Samurott. I love my Samurott. He's good. Be a bit edgy, but I like him.
Nah, he's a walrus. Come on.
We already have a walrus. I think that'll be like a giant otter.
I don't think he's an otter.
You
He's
see,
got like the build of a walrus.
it's not too fat and it doesn't drag itself along the ground. That's definitely a giant otter. All the evolution is based on otters.
I don't know. Just Samurott like never really looked ottery to me. Like Daywat looks otter. Oshawott looks like an otter, but I don't know. Samurott like kind of veers pretty far from that.
I see it that way anyway. So yeah, anyways. Gen 6, I don't know much about. Okay, Gen 6, either Delphox or either Delphox or the Ninja Toad.
Yeah, definitely Froakie.
Yeah, he's cool. And do you have any comments about the fire type? You know, Delphox?
I can't. It's one of those Pokemon designs where I'm like, why is there a male version of this?
Same here. I mean, it's the same thing with Lopunny.
It obviously looks like a female. Like, why is there a male version of this? It's just jarring.
It's the same thing with Gardevoir and Lopunny. It's the same shit.
Well, we have a male Gardevoir. It's called Glade.
Yep, and that's actually one of my favorite side evolutions because he looks fucking cool.
Too bad a physical psychic isn't really great.
You don't really have that many
Like,
moves about psychic physical, but you still
Like,
have fighting type.
What do you have? Psycho Cut? That's all you got.
Yeah, doesn't really have much, but hey, I like the design. Then Gen 7, Yeah, it's round. It's no contender. That's him. It's my boy. It's my round spherical owl man.
Yeah. And Gen 8 I haven't played.
In Gen 8, it's definitely. It's definitely the bunny. It's definitely Score Bunny.
Yeah.
It eventually evolves into one of the Pokemon types that gets too much porn of it because bunny.
Yeah.
You know why the bunny. You know damn well why the bunny.
Everyone knows the bunny. Hugh Hefner's rolling in his grave right now.
What?
Hugh Hefner is rolling in his grave right now.
Who is rolling in his grave?
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner.
I don't know who that is.
How
Oh,
old am I? How old am I?
Like, I didn't
Really
get the
old.
name too because it sounded a bit scuffed.
Hugh Hefner. Playboy. The guy in a robe.
I feel old.
Hey,
I
I
was
know.
born in '99, so maybe that could explain it.
What year is this?
21, 22.
Can we go back to the 90s?
Oof.
I want to go back into the 2000s. Those were good times.
Early 2000s. There were some good parts, but like a lot of parts were just kind of crap. Although I will say,
I can agree on you with that. But
2008 was one of the best years for gaming.
Oh,
Hands down,
indeed,
far.
indeed. I'll agree with that. Yeah.
2008 was the time to be fucking alive.
Absolutely, and I was a 9-year-old who. What games did I have back then? I had my DS with pirated games. I've had a PS2, which was mostly just a Crash Bandicoot game and Dragon Ball games, which were fucking
Dude.
awesome.
Dragon Ball games, hell yeah. That was my entire childhood. But
Which one was your
2008,
favorite?
Budokai 2.
Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3. I like those games way too much. The
No,
Tenkai-
just Budokai 2 is my favorite. That's the one I had. And it's the only one they didn't remaster for some reason, which upset me.
Honestly, Budokai Tenkaichi 2. You know the Budokai Tenkaichi ones?
Like yeah, I do. It's the 3D environment ones.
Yeah, those were my fucking shit, bro. Like,
Yeah, I remember them out on the Wii, but I never actually played them. I just played the Budokai ones.
like in the third, there's so many characters that it's really something. Like, there's so many of them. They come from all sides and they come from all parts of the story, especially GT, especially even the original Dragon Ball, the most jobbers of them all.
Yeah.
Like, you also have none other than fucking King Vegeta. You also have Serapod, that girl that was in Bardock's team. Like, those are the big...
What was that her name?
Serapod. Yep.
Crap. Yo, I used to know all the names. I used to know all the names of like all the side characters and like everything I ever like got invested in, but now I'm like struggling to remember.
It happens eventually. Tend to forget a few details because they just slip out of your mind. That's why we have wikis for this kind of shit.
I could have sworn her name started with an F.
Maybe it was another translation there.
Yeah.
Fasha, was it?
Fasha, yes. It was Fasha, Tora, or Toa. Toa or Tora?
I think it was Towa.
Testing, is that thing working? Sorry.
Shugesh and Orgos. That was Bardak's crew. I remember.
Yep. Like, I've had this idea in my mind where it's literally, I've been watching a lot of guys on YouTube where they basically say, what if in Dragon Ball this happened? How would things would change? You know?
Yeah, it's called fan speculation.
Yep. And that's something that I've really fallen in love with, because sometimes it feels like that sort of thing unlocks its potential in some parts. You know?
You know, it's kind of cool to see Akira Toriyama still, like, do stuff for this franchise, even though he, quite honestly, has earned enough money to never work a day in his life ever again.
Honestly, could feel he has enough money to fuel his Dragon Quest addiction for eternity, to be fair.
It's like Toyotaro is basically doing the manga right now, and I'd say he's doing a pretty good job.
Toyotaro? Who is that guy?
He's the person who's taking over for Akira. Because Akira is, like, kind of doesn't really know how to write things.
Yeah, nah, Toriyama is shit at writing. Like, we know that for sure.
I mean, like, hey, he had to write a whole chapter of a story a week. Eventually that gets to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when his whole thing is, like, comedy and not serious tones.
Yeah, it really shows sometimes, and how there was also some network thing going on there.
Like, the Japanese manga industry is cutthroat, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. It's mostly my idea was, okay, so let's go with my idea that I wanted to push on was, what if, you know, the Saiyans kind of knew that Frieza was eventually going to shaft them, because, let's be honest, they could have seen the passive aggressive from miles away, how Frieza treated them. You know?
Yeah. Well,
So,
see, the thing is with the Saiyans is they were really fucking dumb. Like, extremely dumb.
But eventually I like to think that, you know, there were also pride blinded them. They were really prideful. You're never gonna forget that. Like, they had enormous prides that they always needed to defend. So I like to think that, you know, the king and queen kind of know that they are on bad terms with Frieza because of this weird fear that he has, and probably because he doesn't, you know, really like the Saiyans at all. So I'm pretty sure, like, they start to think what to do in case, you know, like a contingency plan if something goes to shit.
Yeah.
So I could think they maybe have like a stealth ship that could just fly the fuck away, and just making sure they, you know, at least a handful of Saiyans survive and probably go off into the most far rings of the galaxy where Frieza just doesn't give a shit, and that would be it. And after that, of course, you know, Bardock gets the wound, his squadron gets killed, he gets there and just, you know, starts arguing with people, and eventually, you know, in a way, he kind of gets more the attention of the people this time. Like, sometimes he throws in a few more details that kind of actually gets them some of their attention. So much so that this voices start to reach the queen, and you know, she actually lets him on the plan. Before she basically just lets him on the big ship, and the others kind of knowing things may go down after they start to think, wait, we just disposable meant for Frieza. And then they reason a bit more. And then it hits them. You know what happens next? Everybody runs. Some ship gets destroyed because instead of running the opposite direction where his ship was and his giant fuck-off army, they run towards it. Of course, the other things play the same. Goku gets sent on planet Earth. King Vegeta and his posse still gets to stay in Frieza's good terms because they'll keep speaking in the thing of, oh no, an asteroid struck your planet. Sorry, not sorry. What?
Yeah.
And then it just kind of plays out. They find a planet, they start to rebuild, recolonize and everything, trying to keep it low. But I also wanted to add a little detail. Like, Bardock still goes on his suicide mission trying to fight off Frieza because he's so fucking pissed at him. That, you know that movie where the blast kind of sends him in the past?
Yeah, that was the whole thing of like, man, this is the end of Bardock's story. Or it would have been if you didn't know how marketing worked.
Yep. I guess in a way he just got sent back in time and basically single-handedly made the entire Frieza bloodline just shit their pants. Because those monkey people could turn their hair blonde and punch really hard.
Yeah.
That's about it if you think about it.
Pretty much. I still like the OVA for Bardock though.
Yep, but I also want to think that maybe someone put him there. Like, it's not like a big energy blast that sends you into the past like that. That's not how it works. I like to think there was someone behind it, like an entity that likes to, basically regulate time. Like, something like that, and then it basically just pulls him into basically a G-Man situation of, I don't know what should I do with you. Should I just put you the same second that, Frieza threw the death ball at the planet, or should I just let you off, back into your time, into another place, lost to basically everyone and everything.
Theoretically, if Bardock got healed, instead of like just trying to go for Frieza after he got his ass kicked by Dodoria, I still don't think he would be powerful enough.
Yeah, nah, the power levels was still way too off. Like, compared in strength, even after he got completely healed after that, I think he could have been able to probably take on Dodoria, like give him a rougher time, and probably beat his ass. Zarban probably too. Frieza, nah, it would just end up the same thing that Vegeta happened in Namek. He just gets shot, falls on the ground, and just whimpers for your life. Still wouldn't have worked. I mean, he did unlock Super Saiyan in a way, but that was about it. Didn't make that much other progress, and now look at this. He's now put in a completely different planet. Doesn't know where he is. Doesn't have any scouter. Doesn't have nothing. But it's a Borneo planet where the Frieza Empire was there. So basically, he could just take out the squadron, rearm himself, and just start wandering the galaxy. Point is, this is something a bit more rambling, but what happens is he is weirdly really close to the new Saiyan colony, and he picks up a radio signal that was going on around some chitter chatter between them. He recognizes one of the guy exploring around because he was fun he used to work with. He heads there, they meet him, hey, it's Fargod, thought you were dead and everything, and just bring him back to the planet. And for now, things just play normal. The wife escaped too. You could still have Gene, just because. Fuck off. But the only thing is, only the queen survived. Because I'm pretty sure Frieza wouldn't know if King Vegeta would escape. Like,
I don't even think there was a queen.
I'll make it up one, because fuck it, I don't care. He'd probably be the main squeeze or like some sort of vizier. You know, it's not too important. It's just there for being nice and pretty and everything. You know, basically the top bitch of the harem. And probably Vegeta's mother, just because fuck it. And probably will be the one with more cunning than actual strength. You know. So she's not even that much of a good fighter. Because most women in Planet Vegeta, that's what they would do. They would eat and breed stocks, cooking, and probably being the more calm and reasoning ones, perhaps.
Hey, let's not diss female Saiyans when Kale and Kaflia exist.
Come again?
Let's not diss female Saiyans when Kale and Kaflia exist.
Don't hold them up too much regard, to be fair. Like, they're too, I guess I could say too, milquetoast to be fair. Like, I understand some points about them, but I don't see them I don't hold them up that much to respect. Mostly because I really don't like Super. It's too predictable, too sequential.
There's some ideas in Super that I like, but I think the anime was a bit mishandled.
I could have saw that. And yeah, that's about it. Mostly because I had the idea of them eventually being discovered by the Frieza Force, because either someone tattled or someone picked up on some signals. So, of course, Frieza, knowing there were other Saiyans in the galaxy where he could just throw another death ball at them, because, you know, doing it once, it's not enough to finally get rid of those filthy monkeys. He could have done it again. Another high day for him.
I mean, yeah, Frieza's basically the real estate agent of the universe.
Yeah, so fuck him.
That's not even a joke. Like, Toriyama basically modeled Frieza off his hatred for real estate agents.
Like, you for real on that?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's like, damn, nice, they bought this new house. She failed to mention that leaky roof. Lying bitch.
This is too unreal. And what would Cell be based on, then?
Bugs.
Then later, I guess, more meddling by the, more meddling by the studios, I presume.
I don't really know.
Because, yeah, I think it was more like a lot of meddlings by the studio. Because, you know, they thought, we can have this big buck thing in here. Make it more human. Second version appears. What is this? It has those enormous lips and looks like an idiot. Make it better. Make it more like Frieza. There. We're good.
Perfect.
Yep. Because it's either perfect or it's not him. Sometimes the fucking abridged Cell has so many quotable lines.
Dude, I love DBZA. It's great.
Yeah, other than being hilarious, it gives you a lot, it gives a lot of justice to some characters. Maybe not Yamcha.
I never got the hate for Yamcha.
Same here. I don't get his hate. Like, I fucking love the Z Fighters.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude, Tien is my favorite Z Fighter. He's great.
Yeah. Like, that motherfucker actually was able to stand up to almost perfect Cell and just constantly slam his face in the dirt with the Kiko hoe.
Bro, he stopped a Dodon Ray aimed at his head by yelling at it, and then proceeded to just, like, 1-inch punch Tao. This man's a beast, and also everyone keeps stealing his techniques.
Yeah, nah. That is just really annoying about him.
It's like, oh, the solar flare, Krillin's technique. No.
That's my technique.
His. Can't just steal it. Thief.
Well,
even when Goku uses it, he's like, Tien, I'm borrowing your move. I'm like, you dick.
oh well, at least Goku has some original things like the Kamehameha.
No, that's Roshi's.
But wasn't it? But I forgot. Wasn't it either Grandpa Gohan or Roshi who really made it? Or did they just?
That was Roshi's technique.
But I guess him with Gohan definitely tried to perfect it.
It's not even perfected. It's just like he stole the move.
I mean, Grandpa Gohan was his student.
No, Goku didn't learn the Kamehameha until Roshi taught.
I mean, Grandpa Gohan.
Yeah, Gohan knew it, but like,
because they were basically master student. So yeah. Yep. Fuck. I guess Gohan is probably the only one who has original moves, like the Masenko.
Yeah.
Of course, Piccolo. He has too many of them.
Piccolo actually does have a ton of techniques, but he only uses them like once.
He forgets about them.
I don't think he forgets. I think he just doesn't use them.
That's kind.
Well, you know what? Actually, no. He doesn't forget. Toriyama forgets.
Yep.
I feel like if we just gave him a comprehensive list of like everything he wrote, and like you have to refer back to this.
He'd probably use it.
I don't think he would.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
He's just like, oh yeah, Saiyans have tails. Yeah, not Goten. Goten doesn't have one.
I guess they just brought him up to Kami and just, they just brought him up to Mr. Popo and just let him cut it off, like, from the beginning, because they don't want that all moon business to happen again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when Trunks was born, he didn't have a tail. Because we saw baby Trunks, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Motherfucker, Jesus! I never noticed! How the fuck was I so blind?
Bro, Toriyama forgets so much, but we still like the story.
Holy shit.
He forgets a bunch of stuff, but it's fine.
Yes. So, holy shit, I'm still dumbfounded at how I never noticed how Trunks never had a tail, even when it was literally a toddler. Like, how did I miss that crucial detail? How did I? How? Jesus. Oh well. Okay, what else was I going to talk about? Would you have imagined if, since we're talking about Mercenary Tao, what would happen if he became an android, not a cyborg?
I think the result would... Well, he doesn't have access to Jiro's technology, so I don't know how he could do that.
They were both in the Red Ribbon Army. Maybe eventually he's like well, I fucked up. But
No. It wasn't really he's in the army. It was you're a mercenary for
You
our
probably
army.
heard of-
Mercenary Tao.
He probably heard about it and he was like, why don't I ditch this thing made by absolute rando teenagers and grab a guy who's really a master in the killer martial arts?
Well,
Not at the
see,
same-
like by the time he was doing that, Jiro kind of locked himself away in his own lab just to work on anything else, and he just
probably also work on his replica of his son just to fill the void.
yeah. Also, he was probably working on the other androids at that time.
I like to think maybe this is another what if. Maybe Mercenary Tao just comes up to him because he probably got some intel back in the Red Ribbon because, he probably could have some interns in there just, give him some scoops. And you hear, oh, this guy knows how to do reparation technology and everything. Even after I fucked up mines, maybe I could go and give him a little contact. And he basically offers it himself, and well, you combine an actual expert in martial arts who could basically kill a lot of normies with not even that much of an effort, with android technology. That would be terrifying, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Think about it. Because honestly, I kind of had that idea. Like, he just acts like Jiro's bodyguard. And mostly the one who just...
Well, like, Tao has his own, like, motivations and stuff. So I don't know.
Other than killing Son Goku?
He's not even after... He wasn't even after Son Goku. He was after Tien. And Tien just humiliated him.
I mean, also Son Goku, because,
Yeah, but he already knows that's a pipe dream. Like, you just can't with Goku.
Oh well, maybe only one of him could. But what about an entire group of androids? You know, 16, 17, 18, 19, Jiro himself maybe.
Nah, Jiro himself, I don't think could beat Goku.
Yeah. But what about all of them? And maybe he's the kind of guy who just basically bitch slaps the 17 and 18 around and basically tells them either you listen to me or I will personally shove you back into those containers. And he actually can, because
Yeah.
because they're basically amateurs compared to him. They can just whip their ass around without too much care. And 16, there's no need. He's a robot. There's not even that much need. Just input the codes and just do that. Yes. Basically just a Terminator, if you think about it. Because it is. Like you saw it in the anime, how they were scanning him, and the inside were what was basically a almost carbon copy to a T800.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of common knowledge that Toriyama likes the Terminator franchise.
I mean, like, Toriyama does get a lot of Western influence for his stuff, but it's mostly like Chinese influence because Journey to the West.
So yeah, I also like to think maybe that could happen and could be pretty interesting. Mercenary Tao could just go around, could just actually be a big fucking threat because of that. Like, even worse than the androids. And sure, he'll just be more efficient instead of let's go and take a car and do that, and just go around the country just fucking around with stuff.
and I'm pretty sure he would just head to the Kame house and just make bloodshed in there, especially looking for Tien.
It's like the Kame house, but that's like the first place we'd look.
I am surrounded by idiots.
It's funny because like that's literally where they go.
Yep. Of course, you'll just say, let's head to the Kame house and finally take on my revenge. Then you go and do whatever. I'm pretty sure we're free to go or whatever until Son Goku could stop us, or not. Or not, if you follow my plan. We could actually have enough strength and everything to take him on. If you follow my lead. Not, you know how this ends. And if it doesn't end the same way you're thinking, I take care, personally. But probably all the time you just flip them around easily. So yeah. That's an interesting idea. Maybe how we could face with Cell. You know.
Yeah.
Is that what? So, you wanted to say?
No, you were saying.
No, honestly, I don't know if he would become a new, target for absorption or just getting shoved away by the more powerful orbs.
Well, Saul doesn't really absorb anything. He only absorbs 17 and 18. Like, Boo is the one that absorbs everything. So.
Yep. So I guess those were only the missing part, and maybe, Mercenary Tao wouldn't really be the big target, even if he's an android. Same thing went with 8 and with 16, maybe.
Yeah.
Mostly because he can't absorb 16. He's pure metal.
I mean, unless he just takes his huge stinger and just like swallows him up whole, but I don't know. I don't know if he'll fit, you know.
He's a big man. Also, he ripped it out once.
Yeah, no, that was just when it was the stinger, but like when it's like the bell shaped.
Yep.
I don't care what anyone says. When I first watched that was fucking horrifying.
Hey, same thing. Some guy definitely got a fetish for that.
I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, that's disgusting.
Yep. And I'm glad that 16 just got to punch his shit in.
It was also horrifying when like you could hear when Cell like shows off how much power he got from absorbing random people. And
he went out and absorbed not just random people, entire cities.
Yeah, and it was also kind of horrifying when he showed like, damn, the souls are in his body now. Like that's fucked.
Yeah, nah. Not only because they can be, the Z fighters were basically percepting, there's a bit of Goku, there's a bit of Piccolo, there's a bit of right about everyone in there. So that's also quite a terrifying thought. It's basically just this huge conglomerate of different version of their T's in there.
Yeah.
But as I was going to say, I really like how they did him in they did 16 in Abridged when he went to fight Cell.
Oh yeah, I love that part.
Wait, I see a light. Walk towards it.
Boom.
That was fucking awesome. Other than just proceed to wiping the floor a bit with him between the. Other than ripping up the tail.
It's like, now I know what you're thinking. Should I rip off his tail? And the answer may surprise you.
You know how long it's gonna take me to regrow that tail? Beep.
Wait, regrow.
We got Beep. A great trailer for the red-headed stepchild. But
I feel like
what?
I feel like Cell would have died very early on had he just not had Piccolo cells.
Yeah, no, that was the big crutch he had on.
Oh, that really was like the biggest crutch.
Yeah, Piccolo cells, deal with it, fuck you. Which honestly makes me think, what if Piccolo learned the fucking Kaioken? You know how Kaioken theoretically damages your body the longer you use it. What
I could
happened
have sworn like all of King Kai's techniques required you to be pure of heart, and that's why only Goku could do them.
And the same for the Z fighters, I presume.
I don't think the Z fighters are pure of heart.
Yeah, not. Tien
Nah.
probably. No, Tien not.
Nah. I don't think Krillin, I don't think Tien, I don't think Yamcha.
Piccolo absolutely not. Like, in GT
Nah,
basically
so-
says that if he dies, he goes to hell. Because, you know, he's the king of the demon. He's king of, you know, the demon lord Piccolo. That was his father's name. Even though theoretically I absorbed Kami. So, maybe things are a bit more balanced out. I don't know.
He goes to purgatory. I don't know.
Fuck.
Toriyama forgot.
GT remembered. So.
Toriyama forgot. Just
Oh, wait.
chalk it up to Toriyama forgot.
Yeah, but what about, here's something. What about, you know, what's your opinion on GT? Like, I want to hear more people's opinion on GT, because it aired here in Italy.
It's funny you mention that because I'm watching like someone on YouTube edit down episodes of GT to like a minute.
Damn, really?
And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like remembering like, oh my god, that really was stupid. I'm like, oh man, that actually was pretty cool. I'm like, oh man.
It's a big combination of, oh shit, that's cool, and oh shit, that's stupid.
And it's like, oh shit, that's actually a good idea. Too bad it's never developed.
Yep. I mean, GT has a nice wellspring of ideas that could happen, but sometimes they go to full completion, sometimes then they not really go anywhere. Like, you know, it's kind of a 50-50 deal sometimes, or they're just stupid ideas.
Boom, Para.
What?
The Para brothers.
Who are they?
The dancing guys.
I don't remember them at all.
Bro, that's like the thing people remember about GT the most. And it's memed on so much.
The thing I remember mostly about GT was both of them needed to running along the galaxy trying to get back the Dragon Balls, and actually meeting a tyrant was.
That's where they see Papara brothers.
Yeah, then it's Dr. Gero builds another version of 17 in Hell.
Yeah, that wasn't really great.
Yeah, and then and then there's probably the best part is
Omega Shenron.
Yep, it's basically, hey, you know how you guys abuse all the time the Dragon Balls? Well, catch.
Well, like
Like what?
What's it called? A few of the dragons were kind of dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they were trying to go a bit of Monster of the Week.
Yeah.
But some really stick out. You know, like I think the one who maybe sticked out more was, of course, the big evil one, and Nova Shenron, because he's just fire.
Also, Pan is really annoying. Like, I forgot how annoying she is.
Yeah, they really needed better characterization with her, but the design was good.
Pocket Chain and Bandana, like, I don't know.
It's
kind of weird.
It's the kind of cool teen angst design that was cool back in the day.
Back in the day. What was the style at the time?
Yep, basically. I mean, it still holds up. And remember the time Vegeta tried to grow a beard in there?
Yeah, and then he shaved because his daughter said like he looks like a he looks stupid.
In reality, he would have probably just slapped her across
It's like,
the room.
bro, Vegeta got his spine broken by Cell, and that hurt more. And like the comment about his mustache hurt more.
He could have gone full. He could have gone full dad mode with that, because like father, like son.
Bro, like there was I do actually like the just daily life of the Z Fighters moments.
Yeah,
Like I actually do like those.
I don't really remember those parts, but yeah.
Because they gave Goten a personality.
Yeah, I don't remember that much, honestly.
Goten was a lady. Goten had a girlfriend. He was a ladies' man.
He was smooth.
Yeah.
And what about Gohan? He was still the big study guy.
Gohan was a good dad, being a good dad. He got shafted, like incredibly shafted, but good dad.
Yep. And okay, here's two things. Opinion on Oob.
Shafted. Shafted.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of try to do something with him after
He got incredibly shafted.
After the baby saga, he got super shafted.
Even in the baby saga, he got shafted. Like, bro, all you could do is just like, after fusing back with Boo, you couldn't even beat Baby with that.
Yeah,
I know he comes back because like it was a whole decoy and like chocolate and stuff like that, but I'm like, bro, you couldn't defeat him yourself.
That was it? What do you think about the baby saga?
Baby Saga has some high points and some really low points.
Yeah, I can remember those. And what about Super Saiyan 4? What do you think of that form?
The designs in GT were awesome. It's just, everything else.
I mean, it was pretty fucking cool for a form.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Gogeta was awesome.
Yeah, that was unironically probably the best thing. Like, the final fight with Gogeta and everything. That was the highest point of the series. That was the climax, magnum opus.
Yeah, and then he just went away in the same episode, and I'm like, oh no, could bring him back. Come on.
We have the video games for that. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
At least that's the remedy. Like
Definitely.
I had Budokai Tenkaichi 3 for that. We have fighters just for that.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is where I have to go and leave the call. But it was great to be on. Thank you all for having me.
No problem.
It's good, man. Stay fresh.
Hope to be on again sometime.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Now it's just us again, Lone. How's it been this whole talk? Do you have any opinions you want to share on this?
Nah, none at all. I think what you guys said was pretty good. Somewhat on point. Kind of agree with a few things on the DBZ stuff. Might close this down. Might close the stream down a bit.
Oh, you're gonna close the stream now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've definitely been around like what, an hour talking about jab shit, especially Dragon Ball.
Which is fine. It's fun talking about like some anime stuff.
Yeah, it's the classic. You want to talk about the classics here. At least we're not talking about the bad classics like Naruto.
Right.
I saw a bit of Boruto. I saw how the lore went.
Yeah.
It just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting trashier and trashier.
Yep.
How do people like this? Why? Why?
I don't
Do
know.
you have an answer? Just for the comments here? Do you have an answer?
I don't know.
Why? Yeah, I'm not gonna talk any further.
Alright.
It was fun. Yeah. Fun. I'm gonna do some shit before I probably just drop off to sleep.
Right.
Next time, like, oh, wait, when are we gonna meet next time? Just, let me know.
Either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday, I might. I don't know. I gotta ask that guy. Like, I don't know. If not, I'm always gonna be available. But probably this week, like at the end of the week, I might come back with an actual better computer that isn't this shit ass laptop that I have.
Alright. Got something to look forward to.
Well, bye, bro.
Alright.
Leaving. Peace.
Peace. And with that, I bid thee farewell.